What is up YouTube, it is Matty, and sorry for this episode because I'm a little bit tired, but I'm going to try and bear through the tiredness and do a nice video for you. It's going to be yeah, as you know, a hogging video. I'm just trying to get this sort of not out of the way, but I wanted to make sure I got it done within time because there were a couple of raids I wanted to show, and you'll see why, because there's a couple of points I can make on them and that sort of thing. And the next video is going to be starting on the Reddit Ace War, which was pretty cool. But yeah, the first raid I wanted to show was 3-starred by Leonard, and this is the base. Now, Leonard's wasn't the first attack, so someone else did give it a try. I think at the top side here, you've got near the arch towers, you've got double giant bomb. You've got testers on the outside, sort of towards the gold mine and elixir pump, and then double giant, sort of a giant bomb next to each other near enough, and then another giant bomb straight over into the next wall. So there's almost like a triple giant bomb. And I saw Leonard debating it for quite a while as to how he was going to do it, because the person before just tried to loon the archer tower, and then the Teslas ended up killing all the loons, and it just didn't really work, and they weren't able to trip them. I think what Leonard decided to do in the end was throw enough hogs in onto the arch tower so that it did trip some of the giant bombs, and it ended up working really well. But this base, I mean, it's not that greatly designed. At the bottom side, the only worry is you can see all the nice gaps between the arch towers cannons, and that normally means spring traps. It's the obvious place to put them, and they're really difficult to avoid. So let's see how Leonard sort of approached the raid, and yeah, let's go through it. So the CC is quite easy to lure, but you can see at the start he throws a giant in to distract the arch tower, and then a group of hogs in. Now he's hoping to take the arch tower down and take the Teslas down, but they tripped both giant bombs, which was absolutely perfect. So that's a huge success for him. 2 loons on each of those cannons, that works very well actually, considering the well, yeah, and obviously the hog in. He's also been able to trip a giant bomb, which he knew was there as well. But those 2 loons, because they took down the cannons and got the CC pull, that was great. Only problem is he's only got 19 hogs left now, so he's had to waste quite a few at the start of the raid. The clear place to push in towards the queen and the king would have been is through 6 o'clock at the bottom. He didn't need a jump spell, but he does need a couple of wall breakers to get through the first layer. When the queen's plat is literally on the outskirts of the wall, or just next to a piece of wall like that, the queen will normally jump over. So if he breaks through the first layer, watch now, the queen jumps over and she starts shooting the gun. And as soon as she does that, she's got locked on by the king, and then the queen, and you can see sending in the hogs down in the bottom sort of leftish side. Nice first heal spell, and now it's sort of the raid is in full swing, and it's going to be how the hogs sort of move around the base. And I think the heal spells of that one could have been slightly more north in the placement. Would have got slightly better coverage, because you see he has to do quite a large overlap now for the next one. So the second and third heal spell were a little bit iffy, especially considering that the hogs have now split, and he could have done with it. But I think the final heal spell, and by the time this time there's barely any defences left. In fact, does he even need the heal spell? Doesn't look like it. So in fact, yeah, how can I be here commenting when he's been able to save a heal spell for the end of the raid? That's actually awesome. So very well done to Leonard for getting that job done, and getting it done with a heal spell spare. I have never had a raid where I've had a hog raid where I've had a spare heal spell. Nice. Yeah, I think he was clearly ready to do a different style of raid after that one, by dumping the heal spell. Anyway, moving on. The last sort of raid I want to show was done by Monster. He got a 3-star on it, and this base. So firstly, whoever created it didn't really have hogs in mind, didn't really have any of the strategies in mind, I don't think, because there's just, I don't know, it's just, I wouldn't consider it well. I mean, the queen's easy to kill, clan castle's easy to lure, no spaces for double giant bombs, and the other, I suppose the other thing is that some of the air defences are quite accessible, so you could pretty much attack this with most strategies, to be honest. Anyway, this is clearly a hog video, so Monster went at it with hogs, and let's see sort of how he broke it down and did the raid, and trying to understand why, obviously. Now, first thing to note before I sort of let the raid play is if you look at the bottom side of the base, there's 2 cannons, wizard tower and a couple of arch towers, which you can see the arch towers on the edges, sort of the bottom of the 2, at sort of, what's that, 330 and 830, if you think of it as a clock face. Those arch towers are again in quite a range out of the defences, the air defences, so not a bad target to try and take down. You can see Monster brought 6 loons, so I think it's 2 on each of the arch towers, 1 on each of the cannons, then maybe 2 on the wizard tower. That looks like it's what you'd need to take that down. Let's have a look. 1 on cannon, 2 on arch tower, 1 on cannon, 2 on arch tower, maybe 2 on the bottom wizard tower. No. Oh, he's used all the loons. What am I thinking? Oh yeah, of course, if you use 2 and 1 and times that by 2, that's 3. 6, yeah. I thought, yeah, for some reason I was confusing, thinking he had 8. Anyway, you can see Monster got because he was able to take the defences down, the CC was in range, got the full CC pull. Wizards, witches, they're all going in taking the CC down, which is quite straightforward. And there's quite a few wizards left actually, so the queen's she's starting to take him down now. The CC have gained control. How is he going to push into the queen? That's going to be key. You can see the golem's actually been placed up top. Now the funneling, you can see the minion taking down the lab. The troops are starting to funnel upwards slowly, and he's broken in the wall, nice and low actually, so the queen and the witches are starting to move that way. Unfortunately, that Tesla's doing the Tesla was able to take down both witches, which is a right shame. My game's lagging a little bit anyway, but you can see queen down, he's already got the hogs in. Nice sort of staggered first heal actually. I think it's maybe left a little bit too long maybe. I think a couple of hogs might have died there, but it was good to it's good to hold off sometimes on that first heal, just to try and keep them in it for as long as possible. And you can see here spring traps are making a bit of work on the hogs, so you can see them flying through the air. The skelly traps are trying to kill them. Now here I think you get a split. You get some go north, some go south. The wizard tower down the bottom, then you got 3 defences up top. He hasn't got much of cleanup left either. And you can see the hogs moving up as well from around on the town hall now. The queen, who's alive? Is it the queen, or he's got some wizards as well? But luckily the heal spell that he did place, oh god, something's going on my... Come on. Hold on, I'm just going to pause while the game catches up with itself. I hate it when it does this. It seems to be my cable or something like that. I think we might be good. Yeah. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Anyway, yeah, the queen's alive. The hogs have now moved through. I like the way that he placed the heal spell, so that the hogs at the top got a bit to use it a little bit, and then by the time the other hogs came in, it was they were helping as well. Now this raid looks like it was very tight for time. His wizards placed at the bottom were a good idea because the hogs are clearly moving around at the top. He's got luckily his queen has survived, which means she's able to do some damage and help on the cleanup as well. Now that the hogs are finished on that building, everything's going to sort of move down towards, it looks like maybe the army camp's going to be the last building remaining, potentially. But yeah, I mean, I like the way, well, firstly the base didn't have double giant bombs, that doesn't make it great, but and maybe you could have done a little bit better with the hog pathing. It seemed a bit wasteful the way they all moved around. Maybe if you'd have taken 2 loons for that bottom wizard tower, he wouldn't have had that situation, thinking about it. But it was a good raid nonetheless, and yeah, it was taking down one of the top 10 or 9s. So yeah, I suppose when you're looking at these bases, you've got to consider how the hogs are going to path around, and that is, I suppose, more on the advanced side of the strategy. Once you've got the kill squad and which defences to loon and which not, I suppose which defences to loon all depends on the pathing as well. I think I'm going to have to do maybe some... I need to practice a little bit more with hogs, I think, and then I'll start doing some very specific videos based on different areas. Like I'll do a whole video focused around pathing and showing how hogs move and go through a base, and how you can plan for that, and therefore choose where to attack from and where not to. So I will start doing these sort of videos. I hope you've enjoyed watching these couple of raids anyway, and I'll obviously I'm going to carry on doing this sort of thing and doing these series. And yeah, let me know your thoughts as always, and I'll speak to you on the next one. Peace.